The next thing you need is the nurture system, right? Which is this phase here. The nurture system is ultimately, again, what I believe separates good businesses from world-class businesses, average businesses from very good businesses. It's an automated system that allows you to educate people on what you do until the point they want to book. Once the leads have got in touch, your aim is to provide the patient with educational information to help them make a better, more educated, and more informed decision. You could provide them with things like direct mail, email, or phone calls. You could put any of these things into your follow-up system. We design these things, newsletters that you can send out to patients. We've got postcards to send to patients. And that's a sneak look at an Infusionsoft account of mine with all of the emails that we send. That's kind of how it looks. You know, each one of those little things there is an email. It's got content inside of it, and it goes out to patients. We put at least and recommend to all of our top clients 30 to 45 days of information following the first contact. So if a patient says, oh, I'm not quite ready, or I don't want to book, that's fine, no problem. We just put you into a follow-up system of emails. We send out a couple of these newsletters that are pre-written and maybe one or two postcards as well. Phone is mega. More important than ever is the phone. The follow-up that you have in that nurture system. Here's a couple of questions. Literally start with this. If you do nothing other than this week, and you follow up with somebody who said no to you with these two questions, you will have a significant increase in the number of people who buy from you. Ask them this. Don't ring up and say, do you want to book physical therapy? Ring up and say, are you still worried about, and insert the blank. If I've called you and I said no, you should have at least understood what I was worried about. Why was I calling you in the first place? Because it wasn't physical therapy. Significantly different than that. I wanted to be able to play golf. I was worried about my back problem getting in the way of golf. So if you ring me and say, are you still worried about that back problem getting in the way of golf? Only one of two things can happen. A, I say, no, I'm not, and I thank you for the phone call, at which point you ask them for a referral or to call you back if they ever need you in the future. Or B, they tell you that they are still worried about it, and it opens up a conversation with them about how you can help them. And the second question you can ask them, what other options are you considering? What other options? You've called me. Is there anybody else you're considering? Well, I'm considering taking pills or going back to the doctors. Well, what do you want to do that? You've already been to the doctors and you've already tried pills. Would it not be worth at least trying a 30-minute free visit in my office? And I'll show you exactly how I can help you, what it's going to cost. I'll tell you exactly what we can do together, what you'll need to do at home, what I can do in my clinic, and so on and so forth. Significantly more likely to get a favorable outcome if I understand what other options that person is considering. So this system produces what we call trust matured. This is the problem. Any one of you right now that's getting pushback from patients, it's because there's no trust. Bottom line, accept it. Write it down. Trust matured. If somebody doesn't want to buy from you right now, it's because there is no trust. No matter what you say, they don't believe that they're going to get the outcome. When you have a nurture system, you develop trust matured. It's called development of prospects. Development of customers. My mentor, Dan Kennedy, taught me this years ago. It's called development or customer development. Little understood, little applied. Nobody wants to face up to it. But the reality is that I can develop customers. The reason I put out a daily fucking podcast is because it speeds up the development of my clients. It takes people from random podcast listeners on a treadmill one Tuesday morning to very quickly wanting to enroll in programs or join my consultancy classes. That's trust matured. I share with them stories of my life. I tell them all about what I'm doing, my trials, my troubles, my tribulations, things that I'm learning, things that I'm seeing, things that pisses me off. I'm a real guy. I'm normal. I'm a human being with kids, with shit going on in my life just as much as anybody else, but still managing to build successful businesses. I'm developing trust maturity in my clients through that podcast, through this webinar, through my books. It's happening to all of you right now. That's trust maturity. I feel like I know this guy. I can trust him. I understand him. He's just like me, and so on and so forth. That's trust. Ask yourself, where is that in your business? Where? Where is trust maturity in your business? Or are you going to do what all of the other broke practitioners do? Rely upon a few fucking qualifications after your name, which mean nothing anymore. Nothing. Everyone's a doctor of something these days. I was watching Shark Tank last night. Every fucking one that came on. Oh, my name's Dr. So-and-so. What are you actually a doctor in? Well, I'm a PhD in this. All right, not a real doctor? No. More confusion. We can't rely upon those things. We don't need letters after our name to have trust. But ultimately, what people want is trust. And the difference between trust and not trusting is usually information and time. Time and information. Where in your business is it? If it isn't, remember this British accent. In the next 2 or 3 years, when your business has not changed, I'm going to say it again. Where is the trust maturity process in your business? The follow-up system, the nurture system. Where is it? Remember, write this down. Remember this British accent in 3 years when nothing has changed in your business. And sadly for some of you, the pain will have to get worse before you believe me that this is the truth. Nothing will change for some of you for 2 or 3 years. Only the pain and the frustration that will force you then to consider that this British accent might actually have something right going on here. Trust maturity is why people do not buy from you. Not price, not out of network, not fucking economical conditions. Trust or a lack of it. And if you ain't got a system in your business for it, it will be a world of hurt for your business until you realize that you need it. Don't say I didn't pass on the warning. If you take nothing else from this webinar, you need a trust maturity system, a nurture system in that business. There's one more system that you need. It's called a cash value system. This is where you make your money. This is where you get the big profits at the other end.